Welcome to the Dump Him podcast, discussing all things modern day dating, learning to love yourself, and when you should just dump him, or her, or them. Hi guys, welcome back to the Dump Him podcast.
Hello everybody, I'm Kitty.
And I'm Francesca.
We're getting so good at that bit.
Look at us being all professional and shit. It's like we're real podcasters.
No way, by now we're 8 months in?
Yeah, we've been doing this for a while and we finally just got the hand of introducing ourselves. That's great.
Well, you been all right this week, Franks?
Yeah, I've been good. I've been in my new flat. Did I tell you guys I moved? I told you guys I moved. I've been in my new flat, basically, adjusting.
Settling in?
Yeah, loving it.
Oh,
it's like a little place and it's so nice.
Oh.
I'm really excited for when stuff opens up again and I can have friends around. I can have Kitty around. We can record here. Oh my God.
Oh my God, we can actually record together again.
I miss those days.
I miss those days.
So
I feel like we did it twice.
Yeah, I think we did it a few times. But we also drank a lot when we were doing that. We drank a lot.
Yeah, we might start that up again. We'll see.
Yeah. We did actually have a message from a listener a couple of weeks back, and she said, "You guys should drink again when you record. That'd be really fun." And I was like, because then we overshare so much. Maybe that's what she wanted.
Yeah, maybe.
In our lives, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll consider it. Definitely.
Some point when we're able to be together again, though, because I feel like if we drink separately while we're recording and then we're just like tipsy and alone, I feel like...
I did that last week.
Yeah, I have actually done that quite a few times, to be fair.
What? You haven't told me?
Oh, no, it's in like Zoom calls. Like our speed dating event, I was like drinking and then I was just...
I got pretty drunk by the end of that speed dating event.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you said that. So I was like, I was just a bit tipsy. No, I had several drinks.
And we had a few of the girls on the call, didn't we? After, I remember I got into bed and I was like, what did we speak about?
Yeah. I think that needs to stay in the circle of trust. That circle of trust is very tight. But yeah, a couple of the girls we knew from the call, we knew before the speed dating who joined. We jumped on a call with them and debriefed, which was
rather lovely. But anyway, sorry, massively off topic. Guys, we have a guest for you.
Oh wait, I didn't ask you how you've been.
Oh, I've been fine, thank you. Yeah, no.
Sorry, I just thought let's not get into. I just want to check Kitty's okay. I feel like people will be wondering. They're going to be like, "Oh, we don't care how Francesca is. Ask Kitty."
No, I'm all good, thank you. I honestly can't update you on a single thing that's happened in my week. Just work, really.
Work, living,
and work. Yeah. I went on a run the other day for the first time in 3 weeks. That was nice, and I ruined my leg. So
not so lovely.
Calm as a bitch.
Yeah,
but it's okay. We're moving on.
Condolences.
Thank you. So it is the every other week, and so we have a guest on. We have the lovely Rakhi, who is a body positive expert. You may have seen on our social media pages. We asked you guys to drop some questions in on things you would like to discuss. She works very hard to help women reconnect with their bodies and just sort of be more positive.
Just in general.
Just be nice, guys. We're so hard on ourselves. We've got to be nice.
She's very cool. She also coaches women in body positivity and body confidence. So we thought she'd be the perfect person because, not to speak for everybody, but myself and Kitty both could probably do with a bit more confidence of the body variety. I mean, of every type, but yeah.
But the body in particular.
Yeah, especially this week.
Yes. So guys, hope you enjoy it. Do drop us a DM if you do, or if you have any thoughts. We love to hear them. Thank you everyone who's always writing in. It's fantastic and we love to see it. So thanks for that.
We really do.
Yeah. Here you go.
Please welcome Rakhi.
Welcome to the stage. Okay, hey Rakhi. Lovely to have you on. If you could just intro yourself a little bit to our listeners and then we can get going.
Okay, so lovely to be here. So yes, my name is Rakhi. I work as a facilitator, helping women connect to themselves and their bodies.
Love that.
What's that?
We are doing this month, as our listeners might know, we're doing March Self-Care Month. Did I say that right, Franks? Did we come up with a shorter tagline for that?
Self-care March?
Self-Care March? That was it, Self-Care March. So we're trying to build people's confidence. You know, we feel like we're in this sort of limbo stage at the moment of we're not quite out of lockdown, but we can see the end in sight, and we can see, you know, everything opening up again, people going out. So we thought, okay, we want to try and prepare people mentally and physically for when this happens. Now, one of the topics that's come around with this, and I've seen it quite a lot online, is that people are feeling very pressured to get in this sort of hot girl summer body, and probably for the guys as well, but you don't see that quite as much. They don't discuss it. So what would you sort of say to people who are feeling this pressure at the moment that, you know, they should have a really toned tummy to be in their bikini for the summer? You know, we've been in lockdown for ages. Why haven't they? But obviously that's not the case for a lot of people. Me, one of them.
Me too. Honestly, you're not alone. No, I think we need to remember what the other positives are going to be for coming out of lockdown. We need to remind ourselves of what we've missed. Have we really missed trying to get a toned stomach? Let's be real about it. We have not missed that. We've not missed it. I've not heard one person, not that I, you know, ask people, you know, but it's just kind of like, have we missed like almost trying to fit ourselves into this standard? No. In fact, we've probably enjoyed doing the very opposite of that because there's been no pressure. So I think it's taking a step back and remembering what it is you're excited about away from your aesthetic. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe even writing it down. What am I looking forward to post lockdown? We love a list.
We've had so many. Make a list. What did we have? Make a list of everything you've achieved. That was a good one.
Yeah, list of things you're grateful for, list of things you've done. Yeah.
Everything. You've got to remind yourself.
Yeah, and I think it's so important, especially coming out. It's like, I totally agree with the point about we really enjoyed. I mean, I especially really enjoyed just eating cake because I can.
Yeah.
No one is seeing me.
Right. But I think it is also remembering is that this has been a really challenging time for many, and actually it is easier to enjoy those comforts as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. No. We've all been doing it. Like, there's no problem with that, and there should be no regrets. Mm-hmm. You enjoyed the cake whilst you had it, so don't regret it now.
Preach. I love that. Never regret anything because it felt like the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah, it's the way that we've maybe coped with feeling maybe slightly stressed about certain things. You know, our whole lives changed. Like everything got shook. Like I just remember being told, because I was at uni at the time, finishing my degree, and I was about to do my practical exam, so I did a dance degree, and I got home from uni on Sunday because I was rehearsing for my practical exams, and we got an email, "You're not coming back in." I was like, did I just waste my time? I think I did. But of course that brought up levels of anxiety because, you know, what was penciled in, practical exams, was no longer penciled in.
Yeah.
And they never happened anyway. So we all kind of felt it in some way. It's that collective energy as well. So gotta give ourselves some slack.
Do you know what? I also have a theory on this with survival and our animal instincts, right? Is because we have only been able to diet in the last however many years because we knew our next meal was coming. When we were out in the wild as wild animals, you ate when you had food because that was your meal and you didn't know when you were next going to get food, right?
Yeah.
So with all the lockdown and the anxiety and COVID, it was so uncertain that I feel like people's survival instincts came back out, and it was like, okay, food, eat. Like, don't know what's happening next.
Yeah.
Take food, have it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know a single person who didn't put on weight during this whole period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same, actually.
I was at uni as well when it all like started happening, and I was in the middle of writing my dissertation, and I remember when they first were like going into lockdown, and it was only going to be a few weeks, which is the funniest joke ever.
Oh my god.
And I remember thinking, oh well, I'll just like I can't physically be in this lockdown. I was actually by myself at the time in my student house. I can't be in this lockdown on my own, not see anybody, not speak to anybody, and write my dissertation, and then be like, oh, I'll just have a salad and like some rice cakes for lunch. Like, I was like, no, something's got to give, and I'm gonna eat all of the cake and the biscuits and the crisps, and just that's gonna be like my indulgent thing while I'm doing everything else. Obviously then it wasn't just a few weeks of that.
Happy anniversary, everyone.
So yeah. So that's been, just a year of that, really. But I do think, like, I agree, it's like sometimes you just need to have that as not like a coping mechanism in like an emotional way, because there are so many more important ways to have those outlets. But yeah, life's too short, sod it, eat the cake.
Life is too short, and to be honest, I'm hoping people have found some sort of pleasure in food over this year.
Cooking.
Oh, that's so good to hear, just because I feel like we're conditioned to not actually enjoy food.
Yeah,
it's so true. Well, the diet culture is so big, isn't it? That it's like you should be eating a salad, which
no, and not even any dressing, just leaves. No dressing.
Who enjoys that?
Who enjoys that? Who enjoys that? Honestly, I think also you almost learn to enjoy it, whatever that may mean. It's almost like, well, here it is, I might as well. But no, there's no pleasure in it. And I think I'm hoping that people have actually learned to just enjoy food over this time.
So it takes us on to the complete opposite, actually, of this being some people commented, we obviously put a poll out on our social media, that they've actually struggled with feeling too skinny. So this is obviously the complete opposite to people putting on weight and eating whatever food they want during lockdown. So for someone like that, I mean, I know I sort of thought, is this to do with the sort of the Kardashian era of having, this curvy big waist and the big bottom and boobs, is that why people feel now too skinny?
Do you know what it highlights to me is that we're never going to win. The standard has changed. Like growing up, I think it was a slim physique. That was the standard to aspire to be. And then, the Kardashian era emerged, and the standard changed. What became aesthetically pleasing changed. And so I'm not surprised that this has happened, because all bodies along the spectrum are vilified. Nobody can get away from it.
Yeah.
That's why we all feel so shit. It's why we're all wondering whether we're going to be okay when we open our door and leave the house again. Like, am I going to be looked at, judged? Is there going to be opinions? Are people going to notice that I've, I don't know, gained weight, or I'm skinny, or whatever it is? We're just constantly vilified. And I think because the standards are ever changing, it's really just getting to this place where it's like, you know what? Piss off.
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to fit into the mold. I could lose all the weight, and then the standard is going to change. So I'm going to have to put it all back on again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not still feel happy as well. This is the thing. To
be honest, when you're doing it for external reasons, is happiness really going to emerge? If you're genuinely doing it, and whilst, to be honest, I think you have to be happy at every stage. I think if you think happiness will emerge after getting there, I'm not sure if that's really going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness isn't just, a switch that you can just turn on.
Yeah, and I feel like with, obviously our podcast is a lot about dating, and I feel like I definitely fall into this category of, if I lose some weight and I get a toned tummy and, I look great in a bikini, then I'll get a boyfriend. Which is like the complete, hopefully the wrong mindset. Maybe this is why I'm single. I don't have a six pack.
Do you know what? Personally, I'm not sure men actually care that much. I say men as if we're all straight out here. We might not be. Let me be politically correct. But I just think, I don't think there is that much care when you really get to know somebody.
Mm-hmm. I think if you've got someone in front of you and they're taking their clothes off, you're probably just going to get so excited by that, you're not going to be paying attention to like, oh, that tiny bit of cellulite. You're going to be like, especially guys, we know that they're like, oh my God, a naked woman. Like, it's Christmas. Like, they're not going to be like, oh, let me just quickly like check your inches and your like body circumference. They're just way too excited for what they're like seeing.
Oh,
so yeah.
So easily turned on that, you know, a little bit of skin and then we're all good. Like, come on, like, yeah, they don't care. That's the last thing they're going to be thinking about. You know, the only person who is thinking about the details of our body is us. Mm-hmm. That person opposite you, no.
So no, go on, Franks.
No, I was going to say, do you feel like, and I guess you could apply this to like relationships or like sex or dating, but also to like just life in general and leaving the house. Do you feel that people are maybe a bit more nervous or a bit conscious of their bodies or their weight because we've been in the house for so long, and it's like you've kind of been hidden away, and then all of a sudden you're going to be quote unquote seen again when you're like in the pub garden or out with your friends? Do you think that's had an impact on us maybe?
It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case, because we've become accustomed to just being with ourselves, or if you live with anyone else, being with them. Mm-hmm. And suddenly, you know, you're going to be all up in your friendship circles again. And if you haven't seen someone in a long time, then it is easier to notice changes. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. But again, this just takes me back to this idea of remembering how exciting it's going to be seeing your friends again, mm-hmm. hugging your friends again. It's just kind of not worrying about this idea of weight so much. I feel like it just completely inundates our lives.
Yeah.
And we forget about the richness of everything else because we're so heavily consumed by our aesthetic appearance. And look, this is all of us. You know, I'm not here saying this like I'm 100% foolproof. Like I am not at all. But it is just remembering how amazing it's going to be reuniting with people.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, taking us away from that. Weight need be a focus.
So what would you say? So I personally have a real thing with clothes on. I'm like, Kit, you are looking great. Naked, I literally cannot stand looking at myself in a full length mirror. I can't stand it. Like I will avoid it at all costs. So for something like that, you know, like, and you know, in the way that I can't look and pick things out and be like, oh, too fat there, need to lose weight there, that looks shit. So for something like that, are there any like tips and tricks that, you know, especially me, but the listeners might also find helpful to sort of change our own mindset about these things?
Okay, I think this is a really long ass journey, and just because you start to do certain things doesn't mean tomorrow you're gonna love every part of your body. It just doesn't work like that. It's gonna take time, and you have to have a lot of compassion for yourself through this process, depending on where you are. I would say starting with just gratitude for the way your body functions. We forget that we are breathing and we don't have to do anything to do that. Like, you know, we get to do so much, with our bodies, and it will do it for us. You know, even just what's happening inside of our bodies. What are we doing? We're doing nothing.
I've got no part in any of that.
None. And this is what I mean. We forget that our bodies actually function for us without us having to do anything. So it's firstly, I think, just going, thank you for waking me up this morning. You know? Yeah. So I could get out of bed and actually go to the mirror.
Yeah.
Now, I also understand that not all bodies are able to do that. So again, I do have compassion, and I can say this in an able body. Yeah. And I don't understand the experience if you aren't able to do that. But yes, if you are able to, thank you. Mm-hmm. Simply thank you. And I've been writing down for years why I'm grateful for my body, in terms of function. I move away from aesthetic. I talk about strength because I've had injuries during my dance experience, and during my degree I was injured quite a bit, so I do thank it now for its strength. But again, that's functionality more than aesthetic. I'm not looking at it and going, oh, thank you for being so strong, you look so strong. It's thank you for being strong, and I'm not in injury mode anymore. So yeah, it's a journey though, and you looking in the mirror and just thinking it's all going to be fine after doing that, it's unlikely. It's going to take time, you know. So the gratitude, but also looking at the things you actually like. Like, what do I actually like? Do I like my eyes? Do I like my mouth? Do I, you know, looking at the things I like. And then there's a real kind of shift in focus.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that's the positive mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I once read somewhere, it was like your eyes, when you look in the mirror, your eyes always go automatically towards the point you dislike the most.
Yes.
And they're like, you need to change it so that your eyes, you train your eyes to go to the point that you like the most.
Yeah.
Because it will give you that, you know, positive spin.
Yeah. And even if maybe write it as like a reminder, like next to the mirror, look at the things you love. So that even if you have naturally gone to the thing you don't quite like, that little note is going to remind you to shift focus.
Oh, I'm going to be there checking myself out.
Yes. Remembering the goddess you are this one.
Oh, I love that. But I also really like what you said about like remembering what you're thankful for in your body, because something I come back to a lot is like thinking about how my body has got me through like all of my worst days when I've been at my saddest, or when I've been my most ill, or the worst hangovers I've had. Yeah. And to be honest, I have given my body a beating in that department. So I'm like, the fact that I'm still here and like we haven't just disintegrated from like vodka poisoning at this point, like it's definitely something to be thankful for.
Yeah. Oh gosh, thank you for reminding me of that, because that takes me back. That takes me back to the days I've woken up and I'm like, firstly, how am I here? How did something terrible not happen to me the day before?
Yeah.
But yes, you know, that is very true. It puts up with us being hungover. Mm-hmm. A day where I really get reminded of how amazing my body is my first day of my period. Oof.
Yeah.
I actually sit there in cramp mode going, thank you, just because I feel like it just needs a lot of tending to.
I thought you were going to be like, I'm not pregnant.
Thank you for that as well. But I just like, I'm like tending to my stomach. I'm like, look, we're going to be fine. I'm like, thank you for getting me through this. We're going to get through together. I genuinely do that. It's like a little baby, honestly.
And people struggle a lot with body image around their period, and, you know, that cycle and just, you know, your period is so hormonal that trying not to feel shit is really difficult because it's like everything is shit.
Everything is shit. Do you know what? I think we've just got to be in the shit.
Accept the shit.
We have to, because we go through it monthly. It's not something we can't, it's not even something we can really control. Mm-hmm. And I think we have to accept that the few days are going to be absolute crap. The bloating is going to be there. But you know what? It gives us an opportunity to not control anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't control the bloating. Yeah. It's going to be there. Everything's going to hurt. My mood is going to be crappy. Let me just be here in it so that I can get through it. You know, why make ourselves feel worse when we're already feeling so rubbish? And I think we all do that. I think we do make ourselves feel worse. Oh my God, why can't I just be more productive whilst in my period? Or why can't I look like I did like last week? What have I done? Have I eaten too much? Or all this stuff we do, all this like questioning. I think it's stripping back and going, you know what? We're here. We are here. This is how I feel. Thank you, because at the end of the day, our periods mean we are functioning well, you know? And it means the potential to have a child if you want a child. Obviously, that's a whole different conversation. But, like, you know, it allows for so many great things. And actually, I think there's a lot of magic in our period. We've been conditioned to believe that it's just shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for people who are feeling shit on their period, would you say that actually it's crucial to embrace embrace the feeling, accept you're going to feel shit, accept that actually you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and go, I look crap for the next 4 days, and take it from there.
Yes. And the reason I say that is, again, to bring up this idea of control. We can't control it. It's going to happen. The blood is going to pour. You know,
our poor male listeners, well, they're not poor, they're
not going to be listening at this point,
to be quite honest.
The minute we first said the word period, it's going to be straight off of this episode.
Yeah, no, they may stop at this point, they may, but I think it's helpful if they do, because, you know, if they're attracted to women, they need to know. But anyway, for the ones who are still listening, that was for you. But yes.
So I was going to say, I think from listening to what you say, like, it just strikes me so much that we need to listen to our bodies more. I think we're so caught up on, like, I want to get up early in the morning, that you don't listen to your body if your body's tired, or if you crave food or there's something you really want to eat and you choose to fight it and stick to, like, the quote unquote diet or whatever, you're not listening to what your body wants. And I think it's so much more important now, especially with everything that's going on in the world, but regardless of that, it's like to sit back and listen. If your body wants to rest and curl up in bed with a cake, do it. Why not? That's what your body's asking for. Like, give it what it wants.
You've hit the nail on the head there. To be honest, again, we are not conditioned to listen.
Yeah.
We, as soon as we knew how, we were listening to every other rule outside of us about what we should eat, what we should not eat. You know, that yes, on a Monday I can eat an apple, on a Tuesday an apple's bad for you. I mean, obviously I'm a bit extreme there, but that's how it feels like sometimes with all these diet culture rules. So from the moment we understood it, we were part and parcel of it. We did it. We've been following it. And that's completely taken us away from our intuition. Our bodies know, our bodies have the answers for everything, but we are completely and utterly disconnected from it. We will listen to everyone else but ourselves.
Yeah, it's so true. I once heard from a health person, you know, if someone's told you to eat a food because it's healthy and it's good for you, and you're eating it and you don't like it, don't eat it, because it's your body's way of saying, I actually don't want this food. And if it doesn't want it, it's not going to do it any good.
That's how I feel about matcha. Like, what is that? Sorry, but it literally tastes like grass.
I have a matcha latte every day.
Really?
Oh, do you like it though, Kitty?
I love them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we're good. We're not gonna...
Oh yeah, no, I'm not having it because it's good for you. No, it's probably with the amount of like almond and coconut milk I use, it's probably not good for me anymore. I'm a bit addicted.
Do you know, I've not even tried matcha. Yeah, I've just not
even... Yeah, you're not missing.
Okay. I don't know whose word to take for this.
I tried it once and I was like, why is literally every person from like here to China drinking this stuff? Like, I don't get the craze. Like, what? Have you all just been walking around drinking grass? I mean, to each their own, Kitty, but like...
I put some CBD drops in mine as well. I mean, jazz it up.
Oh, okay, girl. She's on some novelty drink. I'm just here with my latte, but okay.
I wanted those antioxidants.
Love it.
Okay, so on to a slightly different topic, but one that I am actually really excited to discuss. Confidence in the bedroom. Now, I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't that confident before, but now it's been a very long period of lockdown and not being naked with anyone in a bedroom that I am shit scared.
Preach.
But when I am now naked in a bedroom with someone, oh no, the bed's there. So without getting sort of shit-faced drunk, which never ends up well when it comes to these things, I am feeling very self-conscious. Other people have said they're feeling very self-conscious. So in terms of we'll just leave it with just being naked for the time being. How would you, is there any advice you could give there?
Get used to looking at you first.
Oh no.
We've got time, Kitty. Right? We're not leaving yet.
Yeah, I've got
right.
And now I've got more time on top of that. It'll be ages.
Get used to looking at you first. And look, I've given you some tips on how to do that.
Yes.
Right. So rewind the podcast, listen to that part again.
Yeah.
But no, just get used to looking at you first. Also remember that when it comes to that scenario, it's the last thing the person opposite you is going to be thinking about. They just want to get on with, you know,
it.
They want to get on with it. They're not going to be thinking about every inch of your body like that.
I once heard from someone, I feel like I'm always hearing things, I just absorb random bits of information.
Such a lie, by the way. This is just directly from her.
I promise it's not, but she said, this girl said that she'd actually heard it from someone else, I think another podcast, but she said, has anyone ever got into bed with you, seen you naked and gone, nah, don't fancy it? Like, of course they haven't.
They haven't.
Like, if a guy has ever done that to a girl, or a girl has ever done that to a guy, like, firstly, you're an arsehole, but secondly, like, have you really? Like, you've got to that point and then you decide you don't fancy it?
This is it. This is it.
But each to their own, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, go on.
No, go.
So we did then get quite a specific, another word I can't say, question in terms of feeling very self-conscious as a girl when a guy goes down on you, right? I don't mean to get too graphic for our listeners.
Love this. It's my favourite topic.
Okay, great. Awesome. Because you know how you're always a bit worried, you know, it's the control thing as well, I think, because you're not, oh God, makes me feel a bit ill, but you're not in that position ever that they are in down there, right? So you can't look at it and go, oh, okay, I know what the situation is at the moment because you've not done it. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you're speaking in code. I have no idea. You've lost me.
I'm trying to be there.
Right, what I'm trying to say,
right.
His head is down there, okay?
Yes.
But your head has never been down there.
Well, that'd be some impressive yoga work if it had.
This is what I'm saying. I don't think anyone's back. I'm not trying to act it out. I don't think anyone's back is that bendy. Mm-hmm. So you don't know, like, you know, is there a bit of fat there? Have I got a birthmark there? Have I got a little bit of, I don't know, hair I forgot to shave? Or is there a funny smell? Is there a liquid? Like, I don't mean to get really gross, but you just don't know. So I think a lot of people feel very self-conscious. I mean, maybe I'm speaking for myself here. Maybe not. Maybe no one else feels self-conscious.
I think you're the voice for so many of us, honestly.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, honestly. But I think we've also got to think about it like this. In any past experiences, has a man ever finished and said something to you that's quite, untoward and is, you're going to just feel insecure for the rest? You have?
I don't know.
Do you not remember?
I've been with some absolute arseholes. They probably have, but not that I recall. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Do you know what? At the end of the day, they just want, the reason they're down there is to offer us pleasure. We need to just appreciate that because we deserve pleasure. This is another topic altogether, but I feel like we don't really understand that we love pleasure.
No, I think that's, yeah.
And I think another thing is we don't really spend time looking at ourselves down there in the mirror.
No.
That's
I
another
feel
thing.
like they suggested that when you were like at school getting taught about tampons, it was always like, oh, get a mirror and have a look. And it's like, no, I don't want to put my foot on the toilet seat and have a look with a mirror. That sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah, see, that position feels a bit icky, but I mean, just look in a mirror, a full-length mirror. I mean, there's a lot of mirror work we're doing here today.
Yeah.
But just look at it. Just look at it. Okay, it will feel icky the first time, especially if you've never done this before. But look, that's our source of pleasure. Like there's so much power there, and again, I think it gets vilified. Yeah,
I agree. I feel like we're so good at compartmentalizing like parts of our body, and like as a woman, I mean, as anybody, you can very easily go about your life and just not ever actually look at your like sexual organs.
Yeah.
You can just take your underwear off, get in the shower, don't look down, wash your hair, get back up, put your underwear back on, like just not ever see it or like look at it.
Yes.
And the fact that we're so like evasive and we're just basically hiding a part of it's just our own body. Like it's literally connected to you. You're born with it. Even if you'd never been touched by any other human and in a sexual way, it's still part of your body. It doesn't need to be shameful just because it's attached to you.
And do you know what? Touch it yourself and enjoy yourself if someone else ain't gonna do it for you, because life's too short and we, as I said, we enjoy pleasure. Why else have we got a man's head down there?
You know, honestly, it just sounds weird.
Kitty, I don't want you to be traumatized after this podcast.
Kitty, you brought it up, hun.
I know I brought it up, but I brought it up on behalf of a dedicated listener.
Well, I do have a book recommendation for anyone who wants to kind of understand that area. It's called Pussy by Regina. I'm just gonna stay with her first name because I can't remember her last name, but it's called Pussy by Regina. There's only one book of its kind. And she talks about,
somehow I don't think there's that many books out there called that.
not yet.
It won't have a whole section in Waterstones.
I don't think so, no. But it does talk about how that word has been vilified and that we need to strip it back and remember that all that word is doing is describing that area of our body, right? Because there's so many awful connotations now with the word, so much so we don't like saying it out loud. And what she does in this book, she teaches us how to enjoy pleasure again. Do you know I say again, but you know.
Well, no, I think it's interesting you said again, actually, because I feel like in modern day, so much of it is about men enjoying it. How many times do people have sex?
Yes. The
guy finishes and the girl doesn't, but that's the end of sex because he's done. Like it's. Sorry, go on.
I think this is part and parcel of us needing to use our voices and tell them where we enjoy pleasure and what we actually like in the bedroom. But we first have to understand what we like in the bedroom, right? Like, yes, I feel like even sex can be so part and parcel of this patriarchal world we live in. But if we enjoy sex, we need to enjoy sex. Like, that's how much of our time.
Well, more for some people.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it does depend.
Like, not very much of mine.
Yeah, can't say it's taken up many hours in the last year.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
No. But, you know, when we're there and we're in it, it needs to be enjoyed for both.
I think it's funny how much we, as women, deprive ourselves of stuff. Like guys, they're like, oh, I'm gonna have a pizza for dinner, I don't care that it's a Tuesday, and they'll like order a massive Domino's. Whereas like we as women will deprive ourselves of that and like be so focused on diet. I don't want to generalize because I know there are guys that are heavily into diet culture, but in those like hetero norms that like we have in society and the stereotypes at the moment, and then it's so like, you know, the guy has the sexual pleasure and then the woman doesn't, but she's not allowed to speak about it or complain about it because that's like looked on in a certain way. Like, why are we just depriving ourselves of all of these good things in life, like food and confidence and sex? Like,
I think firstly because we were just not taught that we're allowed to enjoy these things.
Yeah.
Secondly, because we feel like we need to control all these aspects of our lives. You know, even when it does come down to being given head, oh my God, have I shaved? Wait, let me think about this for a moment. Have I actually, like, am I good down there?
Yeah.
Look at what we're thinking before we are even receiving pleasure.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we are constantly having to think about ourselves and just not kind of be in the flow of life.
It's very stop-start, isn't it?
It's very stop-start, yeah. It's very almost calculated. Like, I have to think very heavily about what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it. And there's just no kind of like freedom to just be. And then that just leads to disconnection, like we're disconnected. Oh, God.
He's got a lot of thinking to do.
Breathe. Everybody take a breath.
I'm like in my world. Like, oh my God. Do you know what it is though? I think so much of it comes down to education, right? And I think the sex education in this country is, on the whole, not great. I think females are not taught enough about themselves, about their sexual organs, you know, about masturbation. It's very much girls don't do that. But then on the other side, it's guys then don't get taught about females either. There's just this real lack. It's like, oh, guys like to have sex. Guys wank from the age of 12. guys watch porn, and it's like there's just such a gap.
They don't even mention females orgasming in sex education. Like, I didn't know that you could until I was like 14, 15. Like, up until then, it was only ever mentioned if the guy did for, like, you know, the baby making purposes. It just, female pleasure doesn't exist. It's not acknowledged.
Yeah. Sex education needs a whole reinvention, because we know absolute shit all when we leave, and I feel like it's only now, or when we realize that no, it can't quite be like this, that we're like, let me Google what is meant to happen. Because this isn't it. Like, this doesn't feel right.
Do you know what? I'm actually still mortified by this. So I'll say it.
This is gonna be an overshare. I can't wait.
I'm ready.
You might already know, Franks, actually. So and I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. So I had this really big thing about losing my virginity, right? And I was 17, so I was over legal age, whatever. And I was speaking to my mum about it. My mum and I are very close. Obviously, she was like, Kit, like, you know, don't feel pressure. Like, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. Like, if you do, then fine, go ahead. Anyway, I went off. I tried to have sex. I then came back and texted my mum. It didn't fit, in capital letters and loads of exclamation marks, okay? Now, you know what that taught me? At age 17, yeah, fine, I felt mentally ready. Physically, I still didn't understand the science that, of course, it would have fit. It's just because of what was going on down there, you know, I wasn't relaxed enough or whatever. But it was like, still at age 17, I felt old enough, I felt mature enough, I felt ready. I hadn't actually been taught the fundamental basics of having sex with someone, which was like, it's mad. Why did I not know?
Yeah, this is so true. We are taught little to nothing. I don't even remember my sex education lessons. And I think it's also like, it's all the same in every school. I don't think there's much difference. But I really don't even remember them. And that kind of says it all.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like we had it age 13. And then actually, when we were at the age where we would have been having sex, it was like it was just dropped. It was like, oh, well, they did that a few years ago, so they know it all now and they don't need to do it again. But all we learned a few years ago was how not to get pregnant. That was the extent of sex education. So, sorry, we've gone on a tangent.
No, it's all good.
Very granular with the detail.
We are.
Our older generation are going to listen to this and be like, what are they on about?
I can't wait to hear my mum's feedback on this episode.
No, honestly, because my mum wants to listen to this.
I'm
going to be like,
sorry.
Oh, no. Don't worry. I'll be like, look, mum, here's what it is. We're here now. I'm 25.
We're helping the people.
We've got to be honest about these
things. We have to. No, honestly, like, enough's enough with this buttoning up. Again, a woman thing. You know, let's just stay quiet. Let's just not, you know, let's not disrupt the system. No, I think it's about time we do.
Definitely.
And you know what? The more we talk about it, the more other people will talk about it.
Yes.
The more accepted it is to talk about, and hopefully things will start.
Yes.
To improve.
We're helping the cause here.
Yeah, guys, if you know me, you don't know me. Okay. Let's just pretend I'm a different person.
If you know me, you didn't hear this episode, don't message me about it.
I don't want it brought up on the next date I go on, please.
Oh God.
Okay, we didn't say in the email, so I apologize for that, but we do a pet peeve of the week. Is there anything that is irritating you could say this week?
Not this.
Okay, have you got one?
Regards to dating, I could think of something.
Okay, I just need to do the jingle.
Yeah, she's very protective of this bloody jingle.
Some people jump in too early, we have to stop them. Okay.
Yeah.
Pet peeve. Okay,
Yeah, very professional jingle. It's fine, you can laugh.
Okay, well, I could think of something within the context of dating. It's away from the whole topic, but do not ghost me.
Oh,
yes.
This is a modern dating problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Since this is called the Dump Him podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it. You will get dumped.
Yeah.
You can't come back into my life once you've ghosted me.
I have the funniest ghosting story. This guy ghosted me just out of the blue. And I kind of sussed that he'd like met somebody else. He'd been on holiday. I was like, fine, whatever. It's cool. It happens. Over it. And then 2 months later, he messaged me again out of the blue. It obviously not worked out with somebody. And he messaged and was like, hey, really sorry that I like we didn't go on that other next date that we talked about, that third date or whatever. I've actually been really busy. I've been looking for a new job. I've been, you know how I told you I hated my job. I've been finding a new one. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Like, yeah, I'm sure you were really busy every day for 2 months doing that. And so then I was like, oh, so what job are you doing now? And his response was, oh no, still the same one. I've just been looking.
Wow.
Like, why do people not even have the decency to come up with something just a tiny bit realistic?
Just a little bit, if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, like my cat died, like my phone broke, like any of those things that would make it
Something.
the audacity, honestly.
I've been looking for a job for 2 months.
Just say I hadn't moved though.
Oh, it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. Honestly, I just feel like if you've given time to someone, don't disrespect them by ghosting on them. Just tell them you didn't like them. That's what I would prefer, someone actually come to me or message me and go, you know what, I just don't feel like this is working out, rather than just go silent. I've had it after dating a guy for a month. Like we got to know each other.
That's quite a long time.
I kissed him.
Yeah.
Okay, you've had my lips, and now you're just going to go silent on me. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. I called him out on it.
Did you? How did he respond when you called him out?
So he kind of did say that he had some like family problems and stuff like that. So look, I'm not going to be here wasting energy thinking you're lying to me. Like, I'll take you for face value, but we're not going to see each other again.
No.
That's kind of that.
Well, also, I mean, once someone's done that once, it's quite hard to think, are you not going to do it again?
Yes, exactly. And when it's just very sudden as well.
Yeah, with no clear explanation.
No clear explanation, no sort of even lead up to it. I might have even appreciate that. It was just nothing. It was just stop. I was like, okay, obviously this WhatsApp conversation needs to go to the archive. And then
yes.
Which is I do that with when I'm dating, and then he just got deleted.
Yeah,
I love that. Like, as a woman though, like, you found your voice to acknowledge it. I feel like it's
because I gave him so much energy. I gave him my time. Like, our dates were like 6-7 hours. I gave him a whole day.
Wow. You should claim that back.
Yeah. Compensation.
Yeah.
This is why I called him out, because I was like, okay, it took a month to call him out, and then I thought, is it too late? And I was like, no, it's not. It's on my mind, so I'm going to do it. And I think it's just because I know that this is part and parcel of modern dating, and it really frustrates me.
It doesn't make it, just because it's part and parcel, it doesn't make it okay.
It's not okay, especially when you really got to know somebody.
Yeah.
I hate that, because then I'm like, I told you personal stuff, and now you're just out there knowing it and not talking to me.
This is it. This is it.
Oh, it's true. People need to be honest and open. Maybe not too open.
Yes.
You
know what? It goes for both men and women. I'm not just here trying to, put men into a bad corner. All of us.
Yeah.
We all need to learn.
And to be fair, I've got a lot of guy friends who are always fed up because they're getting ghosted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, this is your fault. You guys started it.
Yeah. You did invent that.
Basically, you invented it, so now...
We just followed what you were doing.
Yeah.
Easy done.
Oh my god.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome. This has been great. It was so good.
Oh, please you enjoyed it.
I hope you did too.
Imagine if the guest was like, I hated it.
Actually, I just didn't want to be here. Oh, that'd be so bad.
Oh, that'd be, no.
Oh, well, no, thank you for coming. Thank you for being so open and helpful. And I'm sure our listeners will find it.
I hope I have helped. I hope this has been a real big help.
I mean, you've helped me and Kitty, so that's 2 people. Well, that's the rest.
Do you know what? That's what I say to myself. As long as I've helped 1, and I've helped 2, so we're good.
Winning today.
Winning.
So if our listeners wanted to catch up with you afterwards to find out what you're up to, where can they find you? What are you doing? How can they hear more from you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram. Come over to Instagram. Rax_Sachdev.
Nice.
Maybe put that in the show notes.
We'll put it in the description. Yeah, we'll add a link.
And at the moment, I hold sessions for those who identify as women, group sessions. So it's beautiful because it's all of us women coming together and doing this kind of thing, and we meditate and we talk and discuss different topics, and then we move. I get everyone moving their bodies in a way that helps them feel really empowered and sensual. Ooh. And just like a woman, feminine.
I love that.
So that's really good. And I also offer one-to-one coaching within that, using those practices as well. So come over, come and say hi.
Love that.
That's awesome.
I'll be there. I'll take you out.
We need to do the movement stuff. I feel like I need got some energy to release.
I've spent most of today sat in this chair, so
I don't think I've been outside.
Oh, neither have I today, don't worry. Don't worry, you're not the only one.
Okay, awesome. Well,
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's no problem. Our pleasure.
Definitely our pleasure. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Enjoy the eve.
Thanks. Bye.
Wow, that was interesting.
I really loved it, guys.
Oh, I did as well.
I want to apologise if I overshared too much. Please take it with a pinch
I just
of
love
salt.
the relationship that you have with your mum, that you messaged her that you tried to lose your virginity.
You know what? I am genuinely still embarrassed about that. And my poor mother, I mean, she must have felt even worse. I just thought it was funny. She must have been sat there going, that's not how it works.
Sex is a lot. It's a bit of an overwhelming thing, and you just overshare with your mum or with your podcast listeners, as we do.
I feel like I'm going to try and be that mum, be like, so...
Can I get you anything? Some snacks? A condom?
What's that in Mean Girls?
Yeah. Is there alcohol in this? God, no, honey. Why? Do you want some?
That's going to be me.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be you as a mom. I can't wait.
I'll come speak to other people's children. That's okay.
If they invite you. Okay, anyway, we're digressing again.
Massively.
But that was awesome. Rakhi was so interesting to speak to. Yeah, she's super clued up on body positivity. I could listen to her talk all day.
Yes, and I have my list of things. I'm going to go and write down everything that my body I'm grateful for with functioning, because we're taking away from the aesthetic, which I think is a fantastic switch in the mindset.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to put a sign on my mirror that says, look at body parts I love. So that I don't look at the bits I don't love.
Okay. Maybe look at my body parts that I love, not just not just a hand.
If I go to Google.
No, and I also love the how we talked about how we don't speak enough about stuff and pleasure, and how we deprive ourselves of all these things. I feel like there's a lot to think of there. So I'm definitely not going to be depriving myself of cake or pleasure.
Yeah, and I think it's it's a very interesting turn for when things start opening up and how we feel. And I feel like I'm sure we'll discuss it in a later episode on how we have felt when lockdown is lifted and we've gone out again, and how we felt in our bodies and whether we felt confident or dressed and in clothes, don't worry.
Yeah.
Francesca, for the listeners online, was looking very worried at that point.
I just was suddenly very overwhelmed by the thought of leaving the house, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to put jeans on and or a skirt or something, real clothes that aren't gym leggings or tracksuit bottoms, but we'll cross that bridge.
Don't. We have a date for the 29th of March, don't we, Francesca, where we are off to do something, obviously within government guidelines, of course.
Yeah. Let's talk it up. It's not a date. It's no,
it's not a
hanging
date
out in a park.
Yeah, because obviously now we can, because we'll be
legally allowed. Yeah.
But that would have been scary anyway, because I don't even know the people.
Yeah.
So
don't
the
be
fact
scared
that we're doing it and we haven't actually socialized in big groups for months, it's really scary.
Yeah, it's going to be weird to be in a group of friends again. But
we'll let you all know how it goes, and
we'll take you along for the journey with us.
Yeah, and hopefully our body positive tricks and tips and tricks between now and then will help us feel fantastic for when we do go out.
100%. So, thanks again, Rakhi, for joining us. You guys, as mentioned, we will link her Instagram in the description. And if you want to head over there, hear anything else she has to say, or join one of her coaching sessions, then you can find it all below. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have been watching us, the video form of the podcast on YouTube, let us know what you think. If you've been listening on Spotify, also let us know what you think. All Apple Podcasts, all good podcasting platforms you can find us on. Yeah, shout out to you guys for making it this far through all the period and head chat.
Oh, don't.
Oh, it's been a day.
Yeah.
Anywho. As always, guys, you can check us out on Instagram at The Dumping Podcast, our website, thedumpingpodcast.com, or you can send us an email if you have anything you want to write to us, hopefully nice feedback or a dilemma or a pet peeve, thedumpingpodcast@gmail.com.
I take carrier pigeon as well.
Show up outside Kitty's house.
I won't find it weird, promise.
No, please don't say that, Kitty. Anyone on the internet can hear this. We know what our YouTube comments have been like in the past.
Oh my god, I don't want them to turn off, actually. If anyone's been and looked at our comments and found them funny, please let us know.
Yeah, please do. So anyway, thanks very much, guys. We'll be back next week with another episode. Just the two of us this time.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
The two of us. With Self-Care March, we are back for the final series part 4 of Self-Care March.
Yeah, we'll be back.
See you there.
Have a great week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.